Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Hello there, good morning. Welcome to a brand new week. And of course, I believe you woke up on the right side of your bed. For me, it was a loaded weekend, but we are set to do our work, taking you through events around the globe, how it affects humanity, and how it affects us. My name is Henry Uzo, and of course, Success Benjamin is in the studio.
Oh, yes, it's a money-making Monday. Welcome to our viewers from across the globe. This is Morning Dew on Dott Television, where we bring you top stories and headlines making waves around the globe. I am Success Benjamin. Your day just got brightened. And Ify is here in the studio. How are you doing today?
My name is Ify Arono, and it's a delight. I'm very delighted to be here. As Henry said, it was a packed weekend. For me, my baby's birthday, yes, was on Saturday.
You didn't tell us.
So you can imagine.
You should have sent a shout out.
You would have sent gifts,
we
please.
can do a belated
gifts,
one.
Gifts.
So let's first of all give shout out to the studio.
Thank you. And it's your namesake.
Yeah, that's great.
Henry.
Henrys are very royal and very peaceful people.
Yeah.
As it were.
Delighted.
My weekend was actually very jammed. I attended one wedding that they didn't keep to time.
Oh.
And it was serious.
Okay, you attended, you did not officiate.
No. I officiated in this thing, but I also attended native.
Okay.
Both of them, they didn't keep to time. They were to start 12. Eventually, I got there 2 o'clock, hoping to just show my face. But
they hadn't started.
The groom had not come.
Oh dear.
So I waited there. What now gave me an excuse, but I needed to go somewhere to do something. So I stayed when they started. Then the wedding. They had said, I think it escaped them that it was environmental sanitation day. They said 10.
Okay.
So we got there 12, and we were just starting around 12:30. And they dragged the thing. So it made my weekend busy, but it's okay.
Busy weekend. And
okay.
But you're rising from a very busy weekend into the last week of the month, which is...
See the way you're bubbling.
Yes. Who doesn't know what the last week is about? Anybody who's watching us and doesn't know what the last week represents.
You don't know.
Somebody
said that does not know.
Okay. I have no idea about it.
I'm
But for me, it was a relaxing weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually rested. Though I went to the market to get food items for the house, but I also had the time to rest.
Oh, that's good.
Rest is important.
That's
very important.
Because if you pile up all these stress hormones, you're on your own. Yeah, you really need to have some.
All right, viewer. That is how we welcome you to Morning Dew for this Monday morning. Of course, when we come back, Success is standing by with news updates. Don't go away. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
Welcome to News Update on Morning Dew. Nigerian music executive and producer Soso Berekon, popularly known as White Lion, has officially tied the knot with his heartthrob Princess Ebiere of the Ijaw Nation in a glamorous wedding ceremony that brought the city of Warri, Delta State, to a standstill. Speaking during the celebration, Soso Berekon revealed that he paid his wife's bride price in full, drawing cheers from guests at the colorful event. The ceremony, tagged SoBeau 2026, attracted an impressive gathering of celebrities, political leaders, traditional rulers, business moguls, and dignitaries from across the country. Among the notable guests were Managing Director of Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited, Kesti Pondi, legendary music icon Tubaba, Innocent Idibia, Nollywood stars Ini Edo and Rita Dominic, celebrity businessman Pascal Chubike Okechukwu, popularly known as Cubana Chief Priest, legendary Nigeria football icon Kanu Nwankwo, and several top political office holders. The high-profile wedding also witnessed an unusual surge in private jet traffic at Osibi Airport, reflecting the caliber of guests who attended what has become one of the biggest celebrity weddings of the year. The star-studded ceremony was a colorful celebration of love, culture, music, and tradition as family, friends, and well-wishers gathered to witness and celebrate the union of the newlyweds. The grand ceremony, which attracted high-profile guests from across Nigeria, has continued to generate conversations on social media, with many describing Seoul 2026 as one of the most glamorous celebrity weddings of the year. Now, still in Delta State, the Delta State Governor Sheriff Oboriwari has rewarded great Chinedu Okediachi with 20 million naira for winning the World Spelling Bee Championship in China. The governor announced the reward at the government house in Asaba while receiving the championship trophy from the students and officials of the Ministry of Secondary Education. He also pledged support for Madonna International School, where the champion is a student. Governor Oboriwari said the achievement reflects the state's continued investment in education, describing education as the greatest legacy parents and governments can give to children. He also commended the students' parents for their support and noted that Delta State students are making their mark in international academic competitions. Commissioner for Secondary Education, Dr. Kingsley Ashibobu, described the victory as a proud moment for Delta State, Nigeria, and Africa, saying the prestigious championship trophy has returned to the continent. The latest recognition comes just days after the Asagba of Asaba, Professor Epiphany Azinge San, awarded the young champion a full university scholarship in honor of his outstanding achievements. Now on entertainment, Nigerians have taken to social media with mixed reactions after videos surfaced online showing popular content creator and relationship commentator Emmanuel Obrute, known as Gege, at a traditional wedding ceremony in Niger State. The viral clips show Gege and his bride, Mary, dressed in a matching traditional attire, sparking debate among fans and followers. The development surprised many users as Gege has previously made controversial comments about marriages, often advising men to focus on building wealth instead of getting married.
With everything where they happen for this world, With everything where they happen for this world, any day when I cash me, say get married, bro, na juju, that woman do juju on me. Wanna cash me, well, hold me, wanna hold me, carry me go selection, me the floor craze come off my head. Now juju that woman use on me, they need to clear that juju come off from my eye.
Many Nigerians have expressed disbelief, with some recalling his past statements and joking about his apparent change in position. Responding to the criticism, Gege insisted that he never told anyone not to marry, challenging critics to provide any video where he explicitly discouraged marriage. In a Facebook post, Charles Otulu Ekama, popularly known as Old Worry, questioned the authenticity of the wedding, suggesting it may be content. It referenced Gege's past public activities, including his mother's burial preparations, which were widely shared online to support his claims. He further argued that if the wedding were real, it would have been widely celebrated, noting that absence of prominent figures at the event. Meanwhile, one of Gege's students also reacted online, expressing mixed emotions and stating, With God, all things are possible. Now on
I'm calm.
sports.
I'm calm. I'm not shouting. I'm not shouting. Maybe it's a prank. Yes, it can be a prank. Yes, I know it's a prank. God, just let it be a prank. Gege! Just tell me what I'm saying online is not true. Whoa! I don't know will be the last comment of a fool. This boy, you nearly spoiled my life. 1 year ago, you nearly spoiled. Thank God.
Anthony Joshua made a dramatic return to the ring with a stunning second-round knockout victory over Christian Pregen at the Jeddah Superdome in Saudi Arabia. Joshua suffered 2 knockdowns in a dramatic opening round after being caught by a powerful right uppercut just seconds into the fight. However, the former heavyweight champion recovered strongly in the second round, stopping Pregen with a devastating knockout. The emotional victory marks Joshua's first fight since his recovery from a serious car accident last December. Speaking after the bout, he dedicated the wins to his late friends. The victory also keeps Joshua on course for a highly anticipated heavyweight showdown with Tyson Fury expected to take place in November. And now on foreign scene, wildfire have advanced to the outskirts of the historic French city in Bordeaux at the heart of the country's renowned wine region as France and Spain continue to battle devastating blazes. French authorities say about 220,000 people have been evacuated, while in Spain, more than 75,000 residents have fled their homes, and another 30,000 people have been ordered to remain indoors for safety. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez visited fire-ravaged areas in Avila, one of the three central provinces badly affected alongside Madrid and Toledo, where more than 45,000 hectares of land have been destroyed by the fires. In France, the blazes have swept across the Cap Ferret Peninsula on the Atlantic coast and are spreading towards Bordeaux. Mayor Thomas Cazeneuve said the fire is now about 15 kilometers from the city's main entry point, while Interior Minister Laurence Nunes described the situation as difficult. And that's it for the news updates. Stay with us on Morning Dew as we return with much more impacting discussions after this break. Don't go away.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policymakers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: The Broadcast Media as a Democratic Catalyst, Shaping Public Trust and Electoral Credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata. CEO, Trend FM, Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aniagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, and Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, Media Personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706 701 8400 0803 874 9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Oko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Heart Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Yes, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We are going over to the headlines in the papers. And of course, we are starting with Business Day. On Business Day, we have Nigeria leads Africa in bank customers but trails rivals in assets. Insurers race against clock as capital audit drags days to deadline. That's all we have on Business Day.
Now moving on to Daily Trust, we have Islamic board to spend 18 billion naira on staff. That's the front page of the Daily Trust. Soldiers selling uniforms to terrorists arrested. Votes will count. INEC vows as voter registration ends. Now the major headline there says, how gunmen adopted Kebbi High Court judge. And down here we have flooding. Where is LG's 82 billion naira ecological fund? Ex-defense spokesman demands 250,000 salary for soldiers. NDLEA intercepts 10 billion drugs at Lagos ports. 4 civilian JTF personnel killed in Katsina. And that's all for the Daily Trust.
Let's move now to Pointer. The Pointer this morning, our own newspaper. Delta Central APC endorses Tinubu, Oberewori, others. Above the masthead, we have to support Tinubu's reforms, Okowa tells workers. Also, Serap sues NNPCL over failure to account for 211 trillion naira. Mosu seeks reform of Igbo apprenticeship system. And DSPPC inspects DTSG's ongoing project, commend quality of work. These are the stories on the Pointer today, the topical ones.
Now bringing us to the Guardian this morning, we have how weak budgeting culture aids graft poverty, ghost allocations. Electricity subsidy eats 1.78 trillion naira as gas debt nears 1 trillion naira. Oshun Accord Party raises alarm over arrest persecution. CPPE dismisses impact of US 12.5% tariff on Nigeria. Voter registration closes amid concerns over access election credibility. And that's it for The Guardian.
Of course, next is The Punch. On The Punch, we have a banner headline that says, FG budgets 1 trillion naira for empowerment. SUVs amid rising borrowing pressure. Riders are there. Allocation exceeds combined budgets of 7 key federal ministries. Only 70 of 2,579 empowerment projects have identified locations. That's tracker. Economists question spending priorities, demand accountability. All that as rider to the budget set aside for empowerment and SUVs. Hoodlums invade Oshu INEC office, cut away PVCs. APC drafts Omisore into 276-member Oshu Governor Campaign Council. And then, of course, we have fake agency scandal. Reps grill Accountant General today. Obasanjo's role in Obi Kwakwanso tickets. All right, that's all we have on the Punch. And of course, sorry, I still have one there. Oppositions, please, over single candidate to challenge Tinubu.
Now, moving on to Vanguard this morning, we have U.S. warns Nigerians with dual citizenship against traveling on foreign passports. Article 4 Tinubu borrowing spree amid 7.98 trillion naira oil windfall. Terrorists adopt Kebbi High Court judge, and that's coming again. Now, the topical headline there says, Obi Kwankwaso's ticket, best chance of winning. Hardship, low awareness, threatened PPP, 92% of accounts dormant. Soldiers should earn 250,000 naira monthly, ex-defense minister. And that's all for the Vanguard.
Here is what we have on Nigerian Tribune today. North should trust me with presidency. And that's credited to the presidential candidate of the NDC, Mr. Peter Obi, says only inclusive leadership can truly heal Nigeria. That major story is on page 2. And on power sector, Nigeria needs $228 billion in electricity investment between 2026 to 2043, coming from the presidency. Nigeria well positioned for inclusive growth if reforms continue. IMF is saying Kano, Lagos, Edo top as INEC concludes final phase of continuous voter registration. We also have this one. Tinubu may meet more Oyo APC stakeholders as power tussle intensifies in Kwara and Benue. We have this one on health. Consumption of common sweeteners links to faster decline in memory and thinking skills. Study. That's from a study. Henry gave me an eye now because we're just talking about memory.
Aging.
All right, so moving on to the Daily Times, we have Ayeda Tiwa is Nigeria's rule of law ambassador. Then we have the payments revolution set to transform Nigeria. Then the topical story there says Tinubu no longer in charge. Ex-SGF say Northern Kaba caged him in Abuja. Then also we have Serap sues NNPCL over 211 trillion naira oil funds. And that's all we can take for the Daily Times.
Now over to the Nation. We have governorship. APC uploads Sarafaddin Danladi 25 orders. Senate and House of Reps to harmonize decision on state police bill. Strengthen SWF framework, IMF tells federal government. First Lady urges sustained support for Nigeria's healthcare. Nigeria, AFDB, that's Africa Development Bank, partner on regional plan for Africa's mineral exports. And of course, quoted companies in last-minute rush to submit earnings reports. Then Obi, I am itinerant because parties lack ideology. That's all from the Nation.
Now, bringing us to Daily Sun, we have Enugu emerges Nigeria's fastest improving states. Nnamani Nas caucus hailed Governor Umba. And the major headline there says, Governor push for state police take off. Get House Get State House of Assembly speakers to stand by for immediate concurrence. Express worry over effects of NAN's annual break. Electionary hope to get quick presidential assent. Then also we have budgets. FG moves to appease NAN's members. Move fast on AI or miss out, IMF tells Africa. And that's all for the Daily Sun.
Over now to this day, we have over the masthead just above it, Maria Dangote explains why company picked London over Dubai for cement listing. Cites faster share sales, less tedious roles. Fatima Group's $100 billion Vision 2030 on course. We have below the masthead, Obi unveils 2027 agenda, vows to personally lead war against insecurity. Mbaz Enugu emerges Nigeria's fastest improving state in Phillips Consulting Index. Here are the riders. Ranks first with 1.15 score ahead of Jigawa Abia. Reports credit governance reforms and fiscal discipline as well as institutional capacity. Southeast tops regional performance. Katsina, Imo and Edo are bottom of table. Ex-Senate President Nnamani, National Assembly caucus hail governors say Mba poster boy for good governance. And we have this picture showing the president in a handshake and with Senate leaders. That's what's topical on this day.
I think that does it for the headlines in the papers for today. When we come back, we shall look at some of the issues and grind them for them to benefit us. Stay with us. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policymakers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: the broadcast media as a democratic catalyst, shaping public trust and electoral credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information. And Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo, Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, Media Personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706-701-8400, 0803-874-9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Oko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Heart Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
of Asaba, where the street tells the stories every single day.
From the corridors of powers to the decisions shaping governance and politics in Delta and Nigeria.
From traders counting every naira to families battling rising costs and uncertain times.
From football pitches to sporting successes to the major developments making the headlines all over the world.
And from the untold human stories, the struggles, victories, resilience, and hope of the everyday Nigerians.
This is the news beyond the headlines. Dott TV News are your trusted window to stories that truly matter to the people. Here, we don't just report events, we tell the human stories behind them.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
Yes, welcome back. And of course, we are going to look at some of the headlines that we read to you and see how we can, deliberate on them and profit us by understanding. Of course, Godfrey Ubaka is with us already in the studio. Good to see you this Monday. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was great.
Okay.
It's delightsome seeing you, and you guys are looking very radiant this morning.
Thank you so much. New week, new energy.
I think the women have plan with their hair. They are attacking this time. There's no defense.
It's a good attack.
All right, let's start like this. The expenditure culture of our federal government can be worrisome at times. We have two headlines. I'm going to tie it together. Okay. Let's see how we look at them. The first one is Islamic Board spent 18 billion naira on staff. A board spending 18 billion naira on staff. Then, of course, 1 trillion naira budgeted for empowerment and SUVs in the midst of borrowing. How do we reconcile all this? What type of board has staff that they will spend 18 billion on?
Well, that's one of the most serious dilemma of our variant of democracy. Democracy is said to be the most acceptable form of government that man has come up with thus far. But it makes no sense if it's not premised on accountability. Democracy is representative in the sense that the whole is about the people, but everybody cannot be there, so you now have to elect people who represent you. If the people who are representing you are not accountable to you, then the whole essence of democracy would have been lost. Incidentally, that is where we are. I followed with the story that is tied to Tracker. You understand? That says, talks of the amount that was budgeted for SUVs
and empowerment.
And
that is not
and it also states very, very clearly that the empowerment in contest, the empowerment we are talking about, cannot be traced to the individuals, the beneficiaries, or locations where they are. And what that talks about is about profligacy. We talk about budgeting on to SUVs instead of the United Nations specified mode of budgeting, which says focus on the people, budget on education. Let every child have access to education. Focus on health. Focus on women empowerment. Focus on job creation. Let the development be people focused. Does it not bother you that we are less than 5 years away to 2030?
One of the landmarks of the Millennium Development Goals.
SDGs, You know, it used to be Millennium Development Goals. Now SDGs,
Sustainable
Development Goals. And
they change names.
Exactly.
But they don't
At
change
some
attitude.
point, we were told growing up that a magic year 2000,
Yes.
there will be water for all.
In the year 2000.
You know, there will be education for all. Eventually, the goalposts change to another
2010,
2020, now 2030. And we are now less than 5 years away to that 2020, to 2030 rather. And we have a situation where, especially in Africa, we have the kind of government that is still profligate, the kind of government that is not accountable to the people, the kind of government that in some cases, you see a symbolic head who is not in charge.
Okay.
One of the headlines this morning said that Tinubu is no longer in charge. We also have a president in neighboring Cameroon that has not been seen in the public since June 7th.
Okay.
It's in a foreign hospital. Whether he's living or dead, some people are acting in his name.
Yeah.
That is where we are. So it's not surprising when somebody like P2B comes up to tell you in very modest terms that President Bola Tinubu has done his best. But his best is not fixing the situations in security, job creation, getting the economy to work. So it will not be out of place should he retire in 2027. Somebody will call that politics. But even people who are apolitical understand that there is some wisdom in that. Some people like to leave the stage when ovation is loudest. Mandela did it in South Africa. He served 1 term. He could have chosen to be a life president of South Africa. After all, the struggle was his life. He paid the price. So he could have as well, you know. But he felt that
nobody would have stopped
at
him,
a
whether
stage in
international or
life,
local.
there is a time you wake up.
That's right.
You know, I know when you woke up to prepare for this program.
You knew.
I know. In 10 years' time, you may not be in that state to wake up and prepare for.
So true.
You know,
So
reality tells us. But the irony is that some politicians say only death can retire them. You retire civil servants at 60. Whether they are still productive or not, you retire them at 60. But a politician waits until death retires him.
That's when they get to the apex of political position.
Exactly. But wisdom, it's only in Africa.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen an ex-prime minister of Britain, you know, who is seen shopping in America.
That's right.
And riding his bicycle and lecturing in a university somewhere. You go in, put in your best, and retire to a decent life. But in Nigeria and in Africa, whether we are getting it right or not, we stay in there. It does not call for accountability. It does not call for succession plan. And it does not call for the growth in our democracy. We are all looking for how we can, work so that the next election will favor us. And some presidents, for goodness sake, are ruling by proxy.
Now,
they cannot study the files.
Yeah.
And they cannot do a number of things on their own. And the people who are shadowy proxies are not accountable to the people.
That's right.
You do not know them, and they commit havoc. You know, we had a President Buhari who was honest enough to attest to that. He said, Nigerians are expecting so much from me. You know, forgetting that it's not this Buhari as civilian president. That was the same Buhari as military head of state. That age had started telling on him.
So why did he aspire to the position?
Oh, he aspired several times until the same Tinubu had
it's the same issue we're talking about now.
A pact
when you want power barometer, you know you don't have the competence to accomplish.
He was there for 2 terms.
Yeah.
And now Nigerians may have to endure the liability of an aged president who is not actually in power, in authority and power
Yes,
for the next 4 years.
About
Because
an
the
aged
opposition,
president,
again,
yeah.
sorry, Doc,
Okay.
the opposition, again, have not been able to team together towards a single presidential candidate that they were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for as long as they function as splinter, if Atiku and Obi Kwakwanso and the rest of that do not team up, we Nigerians may again have to be saddled with
No choice.
another
Tenor.
tenor of Tinubu.
You mentioned an aged president, and that brought me to this because we're talking about spendings in Nigeria, as it were. We had a budget for this fiscal year, 2024-2025, which is, in fact, the 2024-2025 budget. We know now that lawmakers are agitating that they have not received their payments, what they were supposed to
projects.
Yes, for zonal implementation projects.
Yes.
But we know that some other agencies, now we're talking of a funding agency, some other ones were funded speedily. But these monies that should go to the grassroots for implementation of projects, we find that most times they are not released.
Have not been disbursed.
Yes, they won't expedite that. How do we, lay that side by side with the need to promote development at the grassroots? And in fact, the age of our president that you're talking about, is it that there is no control at that level for the right things to be done and given priority?
It speaks of fiscal indiscipline. It speaks of more like economic impunity and lack of accountability. And when you put all those things together, we cannot have the system we are operating translate into development. Democracy means nothing when it does not deliver on dividends. People talk about dividends of democracy. And yes, the road should be there. The water should be there. Those are basics. The rule of law should be there. But we should have the principle of accountability so that we should be able to say that this was budgeted. Have we not said it over and over? That what the Bible is to Christians, constitution is to a nation. That is what budget is.
Appropriation is to
budget is when it comes to appropriation in government. Yeah. Why now do you budget one thing? You say that you are not implementing it, or you are having partial implementation, or you are not releasing what should go down to for grassroots development. Then of course, but where the executive sometimes hold the legislature to the jugular is that they have also found out that it's not in all of the times that constituency projects end up as constituency projects. In most cases, it ends up as empowerment to some party faithful. We've had situations where constituency project through either NDDC or the federal government budgetary allocation specified that certain roads in Delta State had already been taken care of. But they were not taken care of. They ended up in the pocket of the legislator representing the people. So he ended up disempowering his people, underdeveloping his people.
I think the basic problem, so that we can shift from there, is that we spend money for what is not done.
Exactly.
Our money is spent for what is not seen. That is the basic problem.
And we come up with catchphrases, of empowerment, one program or the other, which end up as political sloganeering, but do not
reflect.
At the end of the day, some people have used it to line their pocket, and we cannot see where it translated. If an agency like Tracker can say that the empowerment, we cannot trace it to the beneficiaries or location, then what does that tell you? We are operating a fiscally opaque system that is not accountable, and that is not democracy.
Talking about what has happened, the president is in a frenzy. There is pressure on the executive because the legislature feels they have not been carried along. So the Sun has a report that the presidency wants to appease lawmakers now ahead of 2027 election. That's 1 billion naira for senators and 500 million naira for House of Reps House of Reps members. So you find that all of these things, the fact that this pressure is on the executive now, are you sure that it is not just political? It's not just for the election now?
It is both political, and it also speaks about the kind of political elitist politics that we play. Empowering individuals who, that's why you see that come 2027, there's going to be the pressure for people to desperation, political desperation. Why? We've killed manufacturing. A professor is not adequately remunerated. The counselor, the political counselor is better paid than a professor. So at the end of the day, you find out that there is desperation.
They are bringing them to contest election.
Desperation.
To oversee elections.
Using them and the NYSC people. So there is desperation because that appears to be, people do not get into positions for service to see what they can do to improve on the lot of the people. They get in there as a guaranteed escape route from poverty. Okay. And at the end of the day, we are having a society that is grossly unequal. And you see some persons who want to, in one way or the other, rebel against the status quo. And that's not good enough for us.
Okay, we could also see that beyond salaries, that over 2.6 billion is, earmarked specifically for staff allowances and social contributions. Now, could you tell us that, looking at this 18 billion staff fund
for the Islamic
board. For the Islamic board, what specific allowance dominates this budget?
Well, talking about the Islamic board, we have had a situation. It is still the same thing about budget insertions. Yeah. We've had a situation where somebody who was in charge of nomadic education talked about how they infused or injected road construction into their budget, and that he himself couldn't understand what is the relationship between nomadic education and road construction, which is aimed at making education available even for the children of
the nomads,
so that they do not end up becoming liability, and product of recruits for insurgency in the future. So now, who now says, are they going to construct the road leading to the center? So it's about budget padding, budget inflammation, that at the end of the day also talks about lack of accountability.
All right, so much on that. We'll go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll continue with this discourse. Just stay with us.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policy makers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: the broadcast media as a democratic catalyst, shaping public trust and electoral credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information. And Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, media personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706-701-8400, 0803-874-9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Oko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Hot Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
Yes, welcome back. I think we just do a shift from this issue of, misappropriation of funds, because there's one again I wanted to bring out. It looks like I'm tired of it. Now, a situation where SERAP has sued NNPC over failure to account for 211 trillion naira. You know, why I won't want us to, I feel that if whatever is going on in NNPC is getting official approval, because an agency of government cannot just continue to be wasting money like that. So let's go to something else. Now, soldiers were arrested for selling uniforms. They are selling us, military uniform.
Camouflage.
Camouflage. And then, of course, to bandits, to terrorists. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, somebody is suggesting 250,000 naira for soldiers. Will that be enough? An ex-military man.
Well, maybe I'll follow your trajectory. Briefly on Serap. My worry about Serap is that there is hardly any week they do not sue.
Okay.
I know newsrooms in this country that every Sunday,
yes,
they wait for who has set up sued again.
Okay.
Because it should make Monday news. Especially in the print.
Okay.
They keep suing. And the question is, what is coming out of this suits?
But it's an indictment on our client.
What is really coming
our
out.
structures.
However, I think for the records, what they are doing is okay because they are pointing out the anomalies in the system.
Yeah.
They are pointing out the anomalies
It's positive.
in the system. So that someday, some people will be able to look at it's befuddling that NNPC, either as an NNPC or an NNPCL,
whatever name
has never been accountable to Nigerians.
Okay.
So it still borders on issues of accountability. Incidentally, in our monolithic kind of economy, where we are preponderantly depending on oil
resources.
Oil and oil. We find out that the nerve center of the economy is NNPC.
And that's
Incidentally,
cannot
it is
be accountable.
the center point of corruption. You know, at some point it was said, it's interesting that Sarah is suing them. At some point it was said, oh, you can't sue NEPA. When we had NEPA, that NEPA cannot be sued, you know. And so they had to go on with all manner of anomalies and impunity. The same way, too, you find out that communities cannot sue NNPC. And so they go on with all manner of anomalies. So Serap suing them is like saying, this is what ought to be.
Yeah.
Can you explain to Nigerians?
Our public,
So,
this is
to
what
the public,
this is what have
and
transpired.
what we have come. So we expect that something should come out of it at some point or the other. So Serap should not be tired of suing.
Okay. And we should
Because
not be tired of hearing them sue.
hearing them. Because some newsrooms will not, some papers in this country cannot go to bed until they see what Serap, who has Serap sued again. And it's released, I think Serap and NDLEA, they have their press releases on Sunday. So naturally they make the Monday paper. So by next Monday, expect another Serap suit. You'll get to find it.
We are taking records and keeping
so 250 for the Nigerian Nigerian soldier. In the reality of today's economy, the figure may sound high, but truth be told, money is not in its volume, it's in what it can purchase.
What it can purchase.
In today's economy, 250 cannot purchase anything significant. It cannot take the children of the military man to school and all that. I know they have their command secondary schools and all.
Is it free?
No. Command secondary schools are for civilian children of civilians and for the army. But the army are meant to pay, the children of those in military are meant to pay less. Because
you subsidize for them.
They also have their internal mechanism where a little deduction is taken. So it's subsidized for them. But they still pay, basically. So it's expected that they should be able to afford some of these basics. And when you talk about, if you say the broadcaster, the person providing electricity, the health worker is on essential duty. And then I begin to also ask the person who has signed off his life in defense of his country,
defend the nation,
should not just be paid a good salary, but his life should be under some form of insurance. That should anything happen to him, that the children should be able coming after him should be able to carry off. So 250, oh yes, it is. That sounds
it's a good way to start.
It's a good way to start. But again, you find out that there are elements within the military. They don't just sell out intelligence. They are selling out armory. And they are selling out camouflage.
Uniform.
And one of them, the papers have it this morning, was declared wanted because investigation has showed that he has been in it. And he wanted to move over to Cameroon, and he was in a bus stop somewhere in Maiduguri in order to, that's a border state with northern Cameroon. He wanted to cross over when he was nabbed. So we now wait to see to what extent he will be held to justice.
Yes,
you understand? But he is not alone.
And perhaps reveal those who are in the
exactly.
racket.
It's a racket. He's not alone, and that is why the war against terrorism, the war against insurgency, is failing because the enemies within are more than the one without. They have a way of selling out information, selling out intelligence, and even selling out your own armory, what you have bought and stocked to fight terrorism. They sell it out to them because the belief is that some of them are not adequately remunerated. So it is believed that when they are fairly remunerated and given the right orientation, then they should, some of these infractions should not be there anymore.
All right, let's go over to the issue of voter registration. It ended yesterday. Does that sound that we are getting close to our elections, and the INEC is getting ready.
Yeah, it ended yesterday, and some political parties were asking that it should continue. That there are still Nigerians who, in the next couple of days or weeks, should get to the mandatory voting age. So that it should continue. But INEC position is that it should not continue ad infinitum. That there is a constitutional provision of a 90 days framework.
Yeah.
To conclude the process before election. And the conclusion of the process is not just the end of voters' registration. For the process to be deemed to have concluded, they still need to present this the register, as it were, for claims and objections. There is a back-end tidying up they need to do, because some persons may have registered in multiple places.
Okay.
So they need to use their computer, their system to remove multiple registration.
Okay.
So the process is not. So if you say let it continue, give the people window to participate, then of course you are now hamstringing INEC officials to do their own back-end clean up, which is also part of the process for them to now present a register to Nigerians who will now come and check and say, my name is there.
Correct.
Good. My name is my neighbor who died 2-3 years ago. I can still see the name. So claims and objections. So these are the stages that also need to. Don't forget that I think by August 8th, they have a date in Osun State. The Osun governorship election. So they have a lot in their hand. And so if you say, like some members of the opposition party have said, let the process continue, let more Nigerians serve. There is something, before we think of concluding this section, there is something that NBA taught Nigerians.
Okay.
Yes.
Somebody will say, you had some of them who came in here, bold for Badejo and all that,
Yes.
Somebody will say, there are not many, but they were able to conduct an electronic voting where members all across Nigeria, and even some who were abroad, but for as long as they have been registered, voted electronically. And within 24 hours, the result came out, and it became so clear, nobody can dispute it, because the number of people who were registered, and who voted for who, and at the end of the day, all the numbers tallied. So I think, the Bible says, go to the ants and learn their ways. So if INEC should also go to NBA to learn its ways, we need to conduct a free and fair election. It starts with a credible register.
You talked about Osun. Do you know that we have hoodlums scattered away PVCs recently? You're talking of electronic. Okay, you want to? Okay,
that was
okay,
the
perhaps.
issue I was about to raise. Like, should we always, have scenarios like this? What are the measures to put in place to, secure, safeguard our PVC and voting materials?
For as long as we do not have people serving 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever period of sentences in correctional centers, that we call them, tied to the role they played in trying to miscarry the people's sacred duty of voting for there to be leadership emergence. For as long as we do not do that, for so long we will continue to have people. The people who you call them hoodlums, they were sent by some persons.
Yes,
sure.
You understand?
Of course.
But if you are able to apprehend them, and under interrogation, they mention those who sent them. And if they are serving a system that cannot, correct you when you are wrong, a system that cannot bring justice to bear and discipline you, will always encourage such situations like this. In the last election, we had people who were saying power is never given.
It is.
Power is seized. It's taken. Go after the ballot boxes. Take it. Those things. And the footages were everywhere. So what example are we trying to show people with respect to credibility and playing in line with the rules and the laws for leadership, credible leadership to emerge in our system?
All right, let's begin to tail off now, but we must talk about this. The way we are going, are we now faced with a situation where we have maybe just one party contesting against APC or one person contesting against the president for this next election?
Well, unless something happens tomorrow. But reality check as of today shows that the opposition, unlike what they had promised their followers before, the opposition, they've not been able to align, as it were. And this also points to some of the reasons why some of them left ADC. Under the ADC, we were given this impression that the opposition, the likes of Amechi, Atiku, Obi, Kwakwanso, and all of them, David Mark, all of them were aligning to see how to rescue Nigerian democracy from what they believe is a jeopardized, quagmire kind of a T-junction where we are currently. But now we have NDC and Obi and Kwakwanso to fly their flag, and we also have ADC, where the former Vice President Atiku and Rotimi Amechi are also to fly their flag. So at the end of the day, and there are some other smaller parties, and PDP, especially the Turaki faction of PDP, they are also likely to field somebody. The faction that Wike
is holding down
for APC. That faction has told the world that PDP should concentrate in putting its house in order and should not dream about fielding a candidate for presidential candidate. As far as Wike's faction of PDP is concerned, there is no vacancy election has to run. And don't forget that the president was called him landlord. And the president was flying out, and he was part of those who came to the airport, for ceremony, and they say my landlord. So if a landlord tells you that there is no vacancy, who are you now to say that there is vacancy? So the landlord in Abuja says there is no vacancy in Aso Rock. But Nigerians now need to let us know whether Nigeria has been privatized or the Nigerian people still have a role to play in our democracy.
Of course, everly, the electorate will decide.
Yes.
The electorate will decide.
That's our expectation.
Yeah. So we want to thank you, Godfrey, for coming, and then for all that you have volunteered as ideas concerning the issues raised in the papers. We hope that we heard us, and of course, everybody knows which way to go attending the elections coming up in 2027. We need a better Nigeria. That is the issue. That is the statement. Well, that does it for paper review for this morning. Thanks for being there, Ife, and success.
Thank you.
And of course, Godfrey, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mr.
When we come back, we'll continue with Morning Dew. Bye.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policy makers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba, chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: the broadcast media as a democratic catalyst, shaping public trust and electoral credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information. And Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo, Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, Media Personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706-701-8400, 0803-874-9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Boko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Heart Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
From Harrison. That is a massive world record. Martinelli goes, boys, out of his goal. Martinelli. This will be 3 for
Welcome back, and of course that last montage tells you where we are going. Sports, a lot is happening, and of course we have someone who knows how they are happening. Talking about Anthony Uche. You're welcome.
Good morning.
How was your weekend?
Well, I had a splendid weekend. I hope you all did as well. Good morning.
We did.
Happy
And
to
you're
have
welcome.
Thank you. And in the world of sports, it's never a dull moment,
Yeah.
let alone in weekends where we have to unpack on Mondays. A lot of things happen on Friday, evening, Saturday, and the early hours of today. So, well, we start off with the one that concerns a lot of Nigerians, because Anthony Joshua, one of our own, was in action over the weekend, especially yesterday. He was in action early hours of Saturday morning. And it was a win. Eventually, he won. And if you hear the result,
and it was a comeback.
Yes, if you hear the result that he knocked Christian Pringle out in 2 rounds, okay, that sounds very, very promising. But he was knocked down twice in the first round himself,
That
and
was
had
the
to.
first news I saw.
Yes, he was knocked down in the first round himself and had to twice, not just once. Especially the first knockdown was inside 20 seconds, and then you get a lot of people thinking, okay, maybe that bout with Tyson Fury might no longer hold because what is going on here? And then the second one came, definitely he would not survive this. And then in the second round, he just finds that right hook of his that has always been a weapon of choice for him, and he put it on the chin of the Albanian, and he went down, and the referee had to intervene and say, no, this won't go on anymore because there's a chance that this guy is badly hurt because of that one single right hook to the jaw. And that is one thing you get in heavyweight boxing. You can throw a lot of those punches, and then somebody, I mean, you remember, the bronze bomber now, the American, who he gets pretty much on average, he records 2 punches in a game. But the second one might be the most devastating thing that's ever hit you in your life.
That's right.
And that's what happens. And Deontay Wilder is the man I'm talking about. And that is basically what AJ did. Christian Pringa did a lot of the talking and a lot of the fighting in the first round. Fairness to him, credit to him. But in the second round, AJ, that right hook. And of course, like Dr. Ife already insinuated, his comeback fight in over 6 months after the unfortunate incidents that happened to him while he was on vacation to Nigeria December last year, lost 2 of his closest friends and the closest allies, not just friends of the boxing ring, but also his people, his trainers also on the boxing ring. So it meant a lot to him to have finally gotten that target off his back. And that now sets him in good stead ahead of the fight that maybe for the last 10 to 12 years, everybody in the boxing world, not just the British people, have been expecting. And that is with the one, the Gypsy King, the man in front of your screen there, Tyson Fury. And that bout has been agreed, contracts have been signed, and it will come up later this year. That is the announcement so far. The date has not been fixed yet, but we expect that the bout will happen later this year. And for Tyson Fury himself, while AJ was in Jeddah fighting, in front of a lot of people and, all the cameras in the world, Tyson Fury on Friday afternoon was fighting somewhere in Thailand where nobody really saw what happened. We only got news that he eventually defeated his opponent, Marius Vac, in seven rounds. But like I said, nobody was there to see it. It was behind closed doors. And when I mean behind closed doors, I mean really, really behind closed doors. Not even a streaming link, no nothing, no broadcasting. And we got the news that he had won in 7 rounds. And that, like I said, the 2 men warming up nicely for what is expected to be by far the biggest or the most expected fight in England and Britain for a very, very long time, because these 2 people have been promoted very, very well. They've been set side by side as 2 of the biggest rivals coming out of the United Kingdom for, like I said, the last 10 years. So can't wait to see what happens in that. And then from there, we go over to Japan. Mr. Uzo, if I asked you who the youngest, who the oldest, I mean, we know who the youngest is, but if I ask you who the oldest professional footballer is, around what age bracket do you think that would be?
That should be 40, 43.
You see, that's the thing. That's the sensible idea to give. I mean, even 43 is a bit of a stretch. But I tell you, there is a 59-year-old who still plays football in Japan.
Jesus is
Yes, his name is Kazu Miura. And he's
just 59 in age.
He's 59 in
age. Yes. But inside him,
look at his physical features right there. He's got the grey hair and the grey beard and everything. And over the weekend,
that's him.
Yes, and over the weekend, he scored his first goal in 4 years. Almost 4 years.
Awesome. So he's getting younger.
Kind of. And he's playing for Fukushima United. They won 7-0 over the weekend, and he scored one of those goals. And everybody, like you people here, we are surprised everybody in the internet went absolutely berserk at the news that a 59-year-old, he's still playing because that's professional football.
Yes.
3rd division of Japanese football, but it is a professional league. So he is still a professional. Yes, he's still a professional.
He plays every week.
Yes, he trains. Yes, his career started as far back as 1986 when he made his professional debut. Funny enough, in Faraway, Brazil. For Santos. That was where he made his debut for Santos in Brazil, and then all the while he's found his way back to Japanese football. He's been playing at the very top. He's played for J League, the J League, which is the 1st division of Japanese football. He's played there for a very long time as well. So upon his return from Brazil, he went over to his home nation, played for a very long time, made a few national team appearances, and he's at 59 still going. And if you look at him, he doesn't even look like he's going to get tired anytime soon.
He will soon get tired.
That's what we thought. That's what they probably thought when he was 49. That's probably what they thought when he was 35.
So what about now?
No, the truth about people like this is he has normalized football as a part of his life.
It has been internalized.
Yes.
And because he's always practicing. But body go tell him.
No, of course.
Body go
Physically,
tell him when he
not
stop.
now. Of course, physically, age catches up with everybody.
Yeah.
And he himself, he will tell you himself, he's not as perhaps as explosive or
Yeah.
as physically threatening
As
as
sharp
he was.
as he
Yes,
used to be.
as he was when he was a bit maybe 25 or 26
Yeah,
or
definitely.
because that's when the career of a footballer peaks from 24 to 26 to 27, 28 is when physically
Yeah.
as a footballer
You're
you are
still
at your
strong.
highest.
Yeah,
Because
at your
then,
peak.
yes, because when you are 18, 19, 20, 21, you could still be said to be forming. But then when you hit the middle 20s and then you start to decline around the late 20s and early 30s, although evolution in technology and health and Medicare has now made people look, I mean, you see Ronaldo at 41 and he's still looking like a 25-year-old
the
young
body
man.
will still regain because when it stops, when somebody like Ronaldo stops playing football now, you see the difference in 2 years.
Of course. I mean,
It will
remember
bloat.
certain Seminazri when Rooney, although when Rooney has now gone back to do a lot of things, but we remember when Rooney, even before he retired, when he was winding down his career at Birmingham City, at Derby County, he became really big. And Seminazri is, Seminazri looks unrecognizable from who he
Even
used to
Ronaldo
be.
Lima, don't you
Yes,
see
the
the
Lima, of
looks
course.
now?
Yes,
Very-
of course.
very
I mean,
irregular.
Brazilians is very common for Brazilians because they like to enjoy themselves. And football is the only thing, perhaps, that keeps them from going that level. And finally, whenever they drop that thing that keeps the discipline,
They just bloat.
Absolutely. So, and that was it. The oldest footballer. And still talking of football and talking of young stars and ages, one young one from Ivory Coast, Young Diamonde, is set perhaps for a move to Real Madrid. Reports it broke Friday that Real Madrid had gotten into the race to sign the young star who had a fantastic season last time around at RB Leipzig in Germany. Look at all the trophies and all the personal accolades he won over there in Germany, including the Rookie of the Year and Best Young Player of the Year. So, and for this young man in 2024, 2 years ago roughly, he was still in America playing college football. 2025, he moved.
How old do you say he is?
He's 19.
He doesn't look it.
He doesn't
He's
look 19.
that guy is looking 28.
Well, that is for you to decide.
Oh, football age. That's football age.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what football age means. I don't know what it looks like. You tell me that about yourself. But, and the last season he played for Leganes, or 2 seasons ago now, he played for Leganes in Spain before making, his 20 million euros release clause was triggered by Leipzig and he moved over there to Germany. Played last season, like I said, brought a lot of accolades with him, had a very, very good season, and now it looks set to join Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid. He will become the 6th signing of the summer so far. Real Madrid finished trophyless last season, and it sent a lot. It triggered. You see how the things we talk about standards in football. Real Madrid had a trophyless season, and it triggered a presidential election. The sitting president, Florentino Perez, eventually won. Eventually won, survived, but after that, you can see a lot of changes. The coach has been sacked. Jose Mourinho has been brought in, and if you know the meaning of or the symbolism of bringing a Jose Mourinho into Real Madrid at a time where players seem to be pulling their weights, because that was what happened to Xabi Alonso. He basically left the club because players would not fall under his tutelage, and the new one that was brought in, Alvaro Arbeloa, reportedly players were even calling him Cone in training because that's how little respect they had for players. Yes, that's how little respect they had for the coach.
For that.
So bringing in a certain Jose Mourinho at the time is symbolic to what I think the board is trying to do, getting a manager who is strong enough, big enough, as good as many of these players think they are. Mourinho has coached somebody better than them.
Bring them under.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, and now 6 signings has already been made, a lot of overchanging in the squad, and we still expected that even if Young Diamonde comes in, a few more signings could be made, especially at centre-back, and then with the possible signing of Ballon d'Or winner Rodri as well from Manchester City. So, it's just his transfer, Young Diamonde's transfer to Real Madrid is set to be closed, and that has also triggered a ripple effect because Arsenal in England are now thought to be interested in Vinicius Junior. And Vinicius Junior is one of those players that were in the eye of the storm alongside Kylian Mbappe last season for disrespecting the manager. You remember the first Clasico of the season?
Yes.
At Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid were winning, but when Vinicius Junior was subbed off by Xabi Alonso, he threw a lot of tantrums, said a lot of things he shouldn't have said, and from then onwards, he just went downhill for Alonso and eventually got sacked in February. So perhaps some people are saying the board has had enough and they would like to get rid of Vinny, and he's going into the last year of his contract with no sign of renewing so far. So the club would, number one, not want to lose him on the free. Number two, we want to move him on as quickly as possible because they are going to sign another winger basically, and that would be too many wingers in the squad. So, but only time will tell. The transfer window is still open until the end of August, so there's a lot of time for people to see what happens. But what I expect is that a lot of things will happen at Real Madrid in the coming days. And finally, we'll round off with some Formula One, where Lando Norris the defending champion or the reigning champion from last season, it's taken him 11 races to finally record a win in this campaign, and he did so in Hungary yesterday, meaning that himself and McLaren that he drives for won yesterday. And well, like I said, at the start of this season, the pole positions have always been alternated between the two Mercedes drivers, Kimi Antonelli and George Russell. Kimi Antonelli, and until last weekend he finally broke that duopoly between the two of them. Started on pole, and he was not. Nobody saw his back. Basically, in Formula One terms, 15 seconds is a very long time,
very long margin,
and he finished first with the gap of 15 seconds to the closest person who was following him. So fantastic race for him. And Max Verstappen finding a way to finish second. The second position perhaps was the most contested position because of how good Lando Norris was yesterday. He just ran away with it, and the competition now became about who finished second. Lewis Hamilton was in the mix, Kimi Antonelli was in the mix, but Max Verstappen was the one who won. And then Antonelli finished third. And a lot of penalties and suspensions and all of that. But after all the drama and craziness that went on yesterday, Formula One will now go on a summer break for 4 weeks, and then return with the Dutch Grand Prix in Netherlands.
All right. I also want to chip in. Africa Women Championship started yesterday.
Yes.
Kenya was against Algeria.
Yes.
And then, of course, Morocco.
Algeria beat Senegal by 2 goals to 0.
Morocco trashed.
Yes. Well, as you would expect in their opening game.
They trashed Senegal.
Yes, at the home tournament.
4-0.
Yes. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It's what you get from when a host nation, and not just the fact that they are host nations. Morocco are actually good.
They are good. They are good. Their ladies are sharp.
Yes, they are
very sharp.
And I mean, if you remember, they gave Nigeria an almighty scare 2 years ago in the final, going 2-0 ahead in that final, but Nigeria has the final way to be. So yeah, it's what you expect against the Kenyan side.
Play?
They will play tonight. They will start on their campaign. Yes, tonight. They will start off tonight against Malawi and to start off their title defense and hopefully win that 11th one, which will also mean they will get $2 million, which is an increase from last year's prize. And that also qualifying to the semifinals will mean you booked a ticket to the Women's World Cup 2027 in Brazil. So there's still a lot to unfold as it concerns.
All right, Tony, thank you for being there. Thank you for all the things you churn out on sports. Feeding our viewer. Well, thank you. We are still here.
Thank you so
when
much.
we come back, we have other conversations. Stay with us.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
We, Umevo, alongside Iyede and Owe, we are like one people. We all migrated from Benin and settled in Iyede. If a king passes on, the Ikegwas, they will cease to be. Umevo is a patrilineal society, not matrilineal. When any sitting Odion passes on, the days that is next, they already know themselves.
We do not know if there are still festivals in Imevo Kingdom or everything has been modernized.
There is a place we call Mupedion. You are not supposed to lie there.
When Governor Sheriff defected, he said his defection was to connect Delta State to the center. Would you say that Imevo has been connected to the center so far?
Governor Sheriff has already sold himself to my people and to Deltans.
I should call you an encyclopedia of knowledge.
Let's just say you didn't add lawyer. I'm a qualified lawyer too. What we want is more infrastructure. Everyone welcomes the world for investment.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policy makers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avoru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
Recall that 46 pupils, teachers, and the school principal were kidnapped on May 15.
You are saying you are the chief security officer, but he doesn't have the power to control, call on the commissioner of police. The government has to step in to ensure that they get the proper mental health care, even if it means some sort of relocation from that particular community to somewhere
That's
else.
a possibility.
Yes.
Where are we headed as a country if our children are this-traumatized from childhood?
When the chips are down, you'll find out that women are able to expand.
Your Voice Africa, showing every Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Dott Television.
Yes, welcome back. And of course, from sports, we're going over to business. Luisa Asidi is already in the studio with our business crates. Yeah, what do you have for us today, Luisa? Good to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Week.
Good morning, same to you.
How was your weekend?
It was wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, that means full of wonders.
Yes. Thank you for that compliment.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So let's hear you.
Okay. Now let's start with wages and a question a lot of us have been asking. There's a fresh push to raise Nigeria's minimum wage. The chairman of the Governors Forum has urged President Tinubu to open talks on lifting it from 70,000 naira to 100,000. This sounds like a relief, right? But here's the catch. The last big increase back in 2024 has already been swallowed up by inflation, by rising rent, costly transport, and stubbornly high food prices. And here's the part that surprises a lot of people. More than 9 in every 10 Nigerians work in the informal economy: traders, farmers, artisans, and drivers. That means a minimum wage increase, whatever the number, only directly touches a small slice of the workforce. Economists put it this way: if wages go up but production stays weak, businesses just raise prices and everyone ends up back where they started. So the real question, they say, isn't just how much you earn, it's whether what you earn can actually buy you a decent life, and this all comes down to reducing the cost of food, transport, and power. Now, to see just how deeply this is hitting home, let's look at what it's doing to family life. This same cost of living squeeze is now changing when young Nigerians feel ready to marry and start a family. For many, the challenge isn't finding a partner, it's building the financial foundation to support one. Let's take an example. A Lagos logistics official said he wants to marry, but after rent, transport, food, and bills, there's almost nothing left to save. And you can see it reaping out into the wider economy. Weddings, furniture, apartments, appliances, a whole circle of spending gets delayed. Event planners say couples still want their dream day, but the budget just doesn't match anymore. Even the chairs and table linens cost 2 to 3 times what they are used to. Now, why does this matter this morning? A young population is supposed to be Nigeria's biggest economic advantage, but that only works if young people can find stable jobs, afford homes, and build households. And finally, let's end on a real bright spot and a proud Nigerian one. A Nigerian-American entrepreneur, Yinka Ogumbi, has just raised $7 million to launch what's being called the world's first braid assist robotic technology. The idea came during the pandemic after she spent 4 exhausting days installing her own braids and realized the industry hasn't been touched by technology. Now, here's the clever part. It's not just about replacing braiders. The machine handles the heavy, repetitive weaving, while the stylist stays in charge of the whole look. It can cut a salon appointment time in half, and it could spare professional braiders years of arthritis and back strain. There's already a waiting list of more than 7,000 salons waiting on this technology. This is a reminder that sometimes the smartest solutions come from solving your own everyday problem. Well, in this case, it has put a Nigerian name at the front of a whole new industry.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's amazing.
It ended very happily.
Yes.
But I like to talk a little on this issue of marriage.
Okay.
I attended one at the weekend, and the money spent at the reception, it makes one wonder. The decoration, everything was so lavish.
Okay.
And then there are other people who cannot afford to buy crates of mineral. I don't understand this Nigeria. But in marriage, people are afraid to go in. Do you know that ideally it's parents who should marry for their children?
Oh,
but
really?
these days we put pressure on our children. Some of them have to buy us new dress as father to attend the marriage. It ought not so to be.
The high
Can you
cost.
speak to that?
The high cost, is it really about the wedding or about sustaining and building a home?
Yes.
That's what I needed to understand as well from
I think it's
Yes.
not about the wedding per se.
It's not just about
It's
the
not just
wedding.
about the wedding.
Yeah.
It's about sustaining the home.
Okay.
Do I have enough to take as a man? Do I have enough to take care of
Myself,
my
my
wife,
wife.
my children, sustain my family?
Mhm.
That is
School
the main
fees and
issue.
all
School
of
fees,
this.
house rent,
but
and
there's
every other
also the
thing.
challenge, societal challenge of how that wedding should be conducted in such a way.
Yes, there's
Because
also
anybody
that
that came
pressure.
for that wedding now will be afraid. Okay, where do
For
I
the one
have
you
money?
attended.
The one I
But
attended,
we
for
also have
instance.
this understanding that all fingers are not equal.
Yeah.
Yes.
People don't know that.
Oh, they
People,
don't.
people are under pressure from peers. Oh, there
Yes,
was the one I
yes.
attended. Even some parents will tell their children, did you see your mate?
Yes,
Are
your
you
wedding
seeing
should be like that. It should be lavish
even if
like
it's
that.
not like this, but it's something like this. And then you are now wondering, how do I get by?
I feel like nowadays,
scared to get committed.
yes, nowadays people have found a way to, ration that spending for a wedding. There was a wedding I attended.
Okay.
The way they did the wedding was quite simple. It was a church wedding. After everything, they shared the food in the church and everybody went to their house.
Very good.
Yeah, that's about
That's how it
all
should be
fingers
now.
are not equal.
Because the main thing is not about spending on the wedding. It's about
sustaining
your
even.
home.
And that's why some people will even create WhatsApp groups and add you to start contributing money
Yes.
to their wedding. That's what people do these days.
Yes,
Obviously,
yes.
So a lot of people add me without even telling me. And then they will come into the group and be saying, I'm sorry for adding you without telling you. I'm
Can
like,
you
oh my
imagine?
gosh.
That's rubbish.
Yes.
All right. Good news for Nigeria.
Yes.
This morning we have had 2 good news. A child from Delta State here won the spelling bee
Yes.
World Spelling
over.
Bee.
China.
And then our own Gumbi is coming up with a
braiding
simple
robotic
machine
braiding
for
machine.
braiding hair. And if you really, this braiding thing is
It's an
everywhere
industry.
abroad.
Yes.
It's an industry abroad.
Yes.
It's
Global
only here we
industry.
commonize it, but abroad, over there,
It's a huge
everybody wants to braid
industry.
their hair.
Everybody wants to braid their hair.
So
And
it's a
I think
breakthrough.
the best part of this robotic technology is the fact that it helps. It doesn't take away the job of the braiders.
Yes.
It's just like an
It
assistant.
makes
Yes.
it
And
efficient.
Yes.
And it costs, like you said, it costs the time.
Yes.
That the person has to sit down.
Yes, you don't have to
by
think of
half.
as a hairstylist. You don't have to think of, oh, my feet are aching. I can't stand
Your
for too long, my back, because the machine will do its work. It will help to braid the hair faster while you continue to, make the hair look neat.
I'm thinking of braided wigs now. I think that's what they're focusing on. Because for braided wigs, just making the strands, it's a different
work on its own.
And then placing them, the stylist now decides how it will look, whether there will be center parting or side parting. I like it. I can't wait.
Thank you for bringing good news to us.
So happy
your
for
package
that.
today was very good.
Thank you.
Talking about the
as
salary.
Beautiful as you are.
Yes, the increase of salary.
Yes.
All right, viewer, we'll go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue with Morning Dew. Stay with us.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
We, Emevo, alongside Iyede and Owe, we are like one people. We all migrated from Benin and settled in Iyede. If a king passes on, the Ikegwas, they will cease to be. Emevo is a patrilineal society, not matrilineal. When any sitting Odion passes on, the days that is next, they already know themselves.
We do not know if there are still festivals in Emevo Kingdom or everything has been modernized.
There is a place we call Mpedion. You are not supposed to lie there.
When Governor Sheriff defected, he said his defection was to connect Delta State to the center. Would you say that Emevo has been connected to the center so far?
Governor Sheriff has already sold himself to my people and to Deltans.
I should call you an encyclopedia of knowledge.
Let's just say you didn't add lawyer, and I'm a qualified lawyer too. What we want is more infrastructure. Everyone welcomes the world for investment.
Dott Entertainment, your weekly dose of pure fun, airing every Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. only on Dott TV.
Yes, welcome, and then thank you for staying with us. I think I'm enjoying myself today. The sequence today has been very interesting. From business, we're moving over to entertainment gist, and Kira is already here. Kira,
Yes.
how was your weekend?
It was lovely. Thank you.
I like all these.
You came out looking smashing.
I like all the.
I try my best. It's very cold outside, so I was trying to be hot.
Okay.
For real.
Unfortunately,
Which of the hot? You know when the lady said she was trying to be hot.
No, not
Baby
that
la hot.
No, no.
All right, Kira. Okay. Yeah. What do we have for entertainment gist today?
Well, a couple of things over the weekend happened, and I had to pick one or two for us to talk about today.
Okay.
All right. So, if you don't mind, I will ask the permission to give the update first, and we'll discuss about it, because there is a story that if we start talking about right now, we know go house.
It's okay. Let's see.
So let me give the update first before we discuss around the story.
Okay.
If you know, a few weeks ago, content creator Gege released a lecture from his infamous metaphorical university for Nigerian men. Gege advised men not to settle down and get married, rather they should spread their seeds across multiple partners. His advice, he claimed, will stop the child access ban some women put in place when there is a fallout with their partner. Now the plot twist is this: Gege reportedly tied the knot in a low-key but highly organized wedding ceremony to a lady identified as Mary in Niger State on Saturday. The news of his wedding indeed came as a shock to many of his followers and even his critics. Some reacted in disbelief and shock. In another twist of fate, Gege's sister and his manager have both dropped independent videos saying they weren't invited to the wedding and is indeed a wedding and not a content skit. Gege's manager lamented that he ended his marriage of 3 years with his ex-wife after he took Gege's personal advice. Meanwhile, Gege went to get married and planned a whole wedding behind his back. He claimed Gege never even whispered his intentions of getting married, let alone discuss it with him. So also in the same video, he made his resignation as Gege's manager known to the public. Gege's sister, on the other hand, said none of his siblings, herself included, was invited to the wedding as they are not aesthetically pleasing. Meanwhile, Gege have either denied nor claimed his new status. Over the weekend, he dropped some contradicting tweets. In one tweet, he said, Nigerians don't know when someone is representing his family member who lives in abroad. I never for once told y'all not to get married, did I? If yes, show me a video of me telling you not to marry. In another tweet, he said, when you finally found the love of your life, yourself go do everything you can. Well, whether he's married or not, only time will tell. This is a story with different layers to it, and trust me, we will keep you updated. But still in the spirit of celebration and clarity now, at least, music executive and talent manager Soso Soberikon and his partner Princess Ebire of Bamachu Kingdom in Warri, Delta State, have tied the knot in a star-studded wedding. It was gathered that Soberikon paid Ebire's bride price on Wednesday in Beni Krukru community, Bamatu Kingdom, Delta State, before family members, friends, well-wishers, and associates. Guests were indeed treated like royalty as several private jets were deployed to convey high-profile guests down to Delta State. Upon arrival at the airport, guests were welcomed with a convoy of luxury vehicles, including Maybachs, Lamborghini, Prado SUVs, and Mercedes-Benz vans, as they were chauffeured through the city in a display of maximum opulence. And of course, the wedding souvenirs also arrived in grand style. Two Baba, Wandeko, and Timi Dakolo also performed at the wedding. Among the wedding guests were Two Baba, Zlatan Ibile and his wife, Iniedo, Iyabojo and her daughter, Priscilla Kambala, Peruzzi, Shode, Aiko Bonna, Mesieke, Peggy Oviri, Tenny, Casey, Imani and his wife, Wandeko, Timi Dakolo, Tasha, and lots more. This list is very inexhaustible. Finally, on today's update, convicted American rapper Sean Diddy, popularly known as P. Diddy, has been thrown into solitary confinement after being involved in a prison fight. P. Diddy reportedly fought with another inmate at the Federal Correctional Institution, FCI, Fort Dix in New Jersey. The altercation escalated into a physical fight after an inmate insulted Diddy before the intervention of the prison staff who separated them. Following the incident, the musician was immediately moved to solitary confinement. According to the report gathered, the fight could result in disciplinary action if the officials find Diddy guilty of prison rules. Recall that Diddy was sentenced to more than 4 years imprisonment in October 2025 for sex trafficking. And that's it for today on Entertainment Update. All right.
Yes.
A lot happened over the weekend.
This your Gege. What did you call that? Infamous University of
Gege. I personally call it infamous metaphoric university because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
you only need to have a certain level of value to follow him word for word. And believe me, there are so many people that actually followed him word for word.
Now, this is my take on that. How can you lead your life in such a way that what somebody says is affecting your decision? That you put away your wife or you separated from your wife because somebody you are managing said, you should be wise to, just impregnate ladies, different ones, so that, they don't. I don't understand.
And I think personally they followed him word for word because of his social status. As he's saying it, you're actually seeing him grow in terms of acquiring properties, doing big in life. So they actually do believe that, well, because he's not giving women money or because he's not allowing women to take his money, he's not spending it on marriage, children, or whatnot, that has to do with a woman. Maybe that is why he's making it in life. Nigerians are easily sold by luxury.
Now the question
every little thing is luxury. Luxury breed.
The question
luxury
is,
yes.
if you have houses, everything you have, because even the Bible says that's vanity. You don't have anybody for which you are laboring.
Yes, see, not everybody is
Having
a Christian.
property,
Not everybody is a
does it
Christian.
make people respect you? There are things that make people respect
yeah,
you in
no,
life.
Is it really
we
being
worship
about a
For instance, when you get married,
understanding life? Is it really being a Christian or understanding life or being mature to that extent of understanding what life is all about?
He quoted the Bible now. He said, we're not laboring for somebody. Not everybody believes. Like, you said it from a Christian perspective.
not only Christian perspective, listen to me, even as you are. If you acquire everything and you have nobody to share it with, it doesn't give you that joy.
He has family members now. He has mom. These are family members. So we live in a society
what
that
if he gives
we've
way?
made love transactional. So if he's coming out and he also understands social media and what to say to get what he wants to trend. Because the more you trend, the more your value goes down. The more you get. So the more you are called. He's been called for shows several times. Had it been he said this and he's a poor man, somebody would be like, go marry me, will know if they're a white family. It will help your life. But he's actually acquiring properties on his own. Do you understand? So they are going to believe that it's because he's not spending.
You are despising a very serious segment of life, getting married.
Meanwhile, according to him, before the whole wedding stuff, by the way, we never even saw any of this coming.
Nothing.
And before that, he said in a podcast, he said that he already has 4 baby mamas. And then according to report, this one that he eventually got married to is also one of his baby mamas. Maybe she's the first. Yeah, allegedly. We have not seen yet.
Yes,
but
allegedly.
maybe she's the first baby mama. So to pay her back.
You saw it.
Yeah, to pay her back for her value as a strong woman, enduring,
who is able to manage his indiscretions.
The polygamy in him. Let me now crown you the queen of Gege. So by marrying her.
All right. Takeaway there is be careful what you hear, how you hear, because sometimes what you hear affects your life negatively. You should be able to build up your opinion as a human being, make your choices in life, and stay with your choices. Thank you.
Talking about the wedding,
right.
The influx into Delta State. So what does that say? Celebrities from all over.
Even videos showing those private jets. I don't know if Aaron can,
Even Joe isn't worried. We felt it in Asaba because they conveyed here.
Okay.
Then to worry. Yes, they are. And I saw videos of them in Asaba to worry, and that would mean incredible
massive
sales
IGR
for the tourism sector. Hotels were filled to the brim. People have to eat. They had to chill. They had to relax. I mean, it was away from being entertainment for the news of entertainment of all the content. People actually need sales for that period. And then this man also made people from other states see the beauty of Delta State.
Yes.
So most people are now coming down to Asaba because it's now being in the news more. So I mean, it's a good thing.
The tourist destination.
And this one, we are sure that they are married. Unlike Gege, we don't know if he's married.
Yes, because even at some point in time, some of these, even like people are not coming out to say it, some of these properties and all he acquired, I was also thinking they are all content creating or skits at a time, because at a time there was a time he said his house got burnt or the rain blew away, flooded. So I was like, are these things real? But not until yesterday, after the wedding pictures flying all over social medias and all, there was a video. I don't know if Aaron can help us with that. There was a video, a guy was lamenting. Gege. Aaron, please, can you help us with that?
It's not just him. Kata Efe lamented.
Exactly.
Saida Awards lamented.
I'm not
He
shouting.
lamented.
Maybe it's a prank. Yes, it can be a prank. Yes, I know it's a prank. God, just let it be a prank. Gege! Just tell me what I'm saying online is not true. Whoa, I don't know will be the last comment of a fool. This boy, you nearly spoiled my life. 1 year ago, you nearly spoiled. Thank God.
Yes, I hope people learn a lesson from that. Those are people who are taking to his advice. They are not deceived.
Those videos like this are currently trending right now. A lot of people.
I'm sure,
it's a heartbreak.
I'm sure the next time we meet you,
Yes, you
update
give
us
up
on
the
the
update. Whether all this is
that should do
content
it.
or whether they are for real.
That
I'm
should do it.
waiting to hear its content.
I don't think it's an expensive content if it is.
All right, viewer, that's the much we can take for entertainment gist this morning. When we come back, we enter into another conversation. Thank you, Kira, for coming.
Thank you, Kira.
All right.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
We, Emevo, alongside Iyede and Owe, we are like one people. We all migrated from Benin and settled in Iyede. If a king passes on the Ikegwas, he will cease to be. Emevo is a patrilineal society, not matrilineal. When any sitting audio passes on, the days that is next, they already know themselves.
We do not know if there are still festivals in Emevo Kingdom or everything has been modernized.
There is a place we call Mupedion. You are not supposed to lie there.
When Governor Sheriff defected, he said his defection was to connect Delta State to the center. Would you say that Emevo has been connected to the center so far?
Governor Sheriff has already sold himself to my people and to Deltans.
I should call you an encyclopedia of knowledge.
Let's just say you didn't add lawyer. I'm a qualified lawyer too. What we want is more infrastructure. Everyone welcomes the world for investment.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
Hello there, welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Of course, we are shifting in our conversation. We're going to look at media and governance. It is customary that the governor of the state or other principals, they engage media practitioners to be their special assistants one way or the other. Of course, you have chief press secretary, but we see other ones like special assistant in charge of electronic media and all that. And recently, there's an involvement from the time of Governor Udouan, where he had to appoint somebody as a special assistant on community newspapers. And so today we're going to discuss the import of community newspapers, the activities, how they communicate governance, and then, of course, what role they play. And we have somebody who is on the saddle, for that matter, talking about Sir Prince Oromo Nokpai, who is Senior Special Assistant to Governor Oboriwori on community newspapers. Sir, you're welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
Now, let's.
I'll say Dott TV is doing great.
Thank you. You've been watching us.
Yes, I want them to continue.
Keep watching us.
Yes, I know you people will go places.
Amen.
Mark my word today.
Amen.
You people must go places.
It's a prayer, not a compliment.
It will go places.
All right. Now, let's start this way. It's a novel idea to have what we call community newspapers. In those days, I remember we had only Observer, now Pointer and all that, before you started having, other papers national. But in the state, we had only Pointer. But over time, we started having. Now, what was the vision? What was the founding vision for community newspapers in the States?
Okay, thank you. First of all, good morning, Deltans, good morning, Nigerians. First of all, the vision of some of us who are publishing the local papers is not far-fetched. The primary aim of it is to take whatsoever is happening within that community to the government and carrying the one from the government to the people. Okay. That is our main aim.
Okay.
Not for profit making. You can imagine.
You don't make profit.
We make profit.
So
I said not only for profit making.
You said not for.
Not sorry. Not for only profit making.
Okay.
We make profit because we are into business.
That's right.
Then we have Urobo Voice is the oldest community newspaper in the state, 30 years.
Okay.
Now we have Delta Guide that myself, I publish 20 years.
First of all, before you proceed, I noticed that some of those papers, they have ethnic undertone in terms of their name.
Okay.
Yes. You have all this Ndokwa Guide, Ndokwa Voice,
Ika Weekly, Ijo Voice, Ijo Mirror.
So why are we aspecting it from tribal point of view? Is it for our people to patronize us or what?
No.
Or we are just transmitting issues of our tribes?
No.
Okay.
Primarily, for instance, Robo Voice, Isoko Mirror, Ijo Voice, Delta Guide, all those newspapers or magazines carrying tribal name.
Yeah.
They are not just carrying the tribal name for the tribe. No, they equally go out to publish some other local news within the state.
Okay.
Like, for example, the Robo Voice, they have been publishing all the activities of the government and other activities that happen within the state. And the beauty of it is that they tell the story of their people more than the nationals.
Okay.
So we are the champion. I'm here to tell you that the local papers are the champion of community news, because I concentrate myself on concern with what happens in Lagos, in Abuja. No. The purpose of we publishers in Delta State to establish all our community papers is to drive home things that our people
are doing
and things they need
to
the government. Then too, we equally carry some of the good things, if not majority of the good things that the government have done for them back to them as a feedback.
All right. Now, let's talk about how this has helped grassroots development across Delta State. Can you point us to a few things, a few development
projects or programs
that have happened in some communities in Delta State? You mentioned that a Robo Voice has been publishing for 30 years.
Yes.
Some people, that's a long time, 3 whole decades. And your own newspaper for 2 decades.
Yes.
I think it's something laudable. I don't quite know if there's any other state in Nigeria that has promoted community newspaper like Delta State has done. But you also have sustained the movement all this year, so you deserve to be commended. But let's talk about tangible development in these ethnicities and communities linked to community newspaper. Please point us to a few things.
Okay. First of all, I want to give former Governor Emmanuel Odua, who gave us the template.
Yeah.
Okay.
God will bless him. Wherever he is, I pray for him. The entire community newspaper, I pray for him. Then, as luck may run on our part, former Governor Ifeanyi Okowa came in and equally obtained the temple. But special kudos go to the present governor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Oborowori, who decided in his own to up the office to senior special assistant. And he didn't go outside the community newspapers publishers in Delta State to pick somebody.
Okay.
He now picked me because I'm one of them to manage the affairs, to manage the office. And first, I have some roads like Enume roads in Saple that falls within the rural community. It was the locals that drew the attention of the governor.
Okay. Through your newspapers?
Through our local papers.
Yeah.
Director guy presiding. That, this road is not passable again. It's not motorable. And as we speak, the listening governor, Governor Borowori, has done justice to that road. As I talk now, the road is passable. It was well tarred. With two side drainages. We still have one road, Organel Road in Saple. We have Aurora Road in Saple. We have Okrikbaga Road. Just to mention but a few.
Okay, apart from roads,
that I want to go, yes. Okay. We have the Enume market and some other...
Are you from Enume?
I'm from Saple local government. So, some of these projects have been touched through the effort of our local newspapers. Then, going to Ijaw area, that is the Ijaw Nation.
Yeah.
The Ijaw Voice have been able to bring to the government attention that they need market, they need rehabilitation of schools and some other health sectors. And as I speak, they have been looked into and been handled by the government. So our local community, likewise this Undoka Nation, is the same thing. Is it hospital? Is it road? Is it schools?
Do you have specific ones? Because the way you are listing them.
And
one of the things that Deltas will complain about is the health sector. That is down. Now you are talking about hospital, clinics. Can you mention one or two?
Like for the Undoka Nation, I don't know the names of the specific area. But as I'm speaking, the health, more than 90% of the health facilities have been taken care of through our local papers because we engaged the present commissioner for health. So we engaged him and we brought out some of the health needs. And today, immediately we left him. It didn't take up to 1 month. The governor approved the rehabilitation of over 140 health centers across the states.
Wonderful.
Yes, that was last year.
Let's come this way.
So it's working.
Yeah,
it's working.
It's working. The partnership is working. Now let's come this way. I know that the first person to ever be appointed in that position, if I'm not wrong, is David Omoru.
Yeah, correct.
David Omoru was appointed. He was publishing one newspaper like that. But it also shows the level of organization, the front that you people presented. Now, how do you talk about your membership? What do you people do? Do you have a forum? And then what do you do? What is your target? What is your vision? And then how many newspapers, community newspapers, just tie all of them together, do we have possibly in Delta State for now?
First of all, thank you for this Good question. First of all, we have an association.
Okay.
And the name of association is Association of Community Newspaper Publishers of Nigeria, ACNPN.
Oh, of Nigeria, not of Delta State.
No.
Okay.
Association of Community Newspapers Publishers of Nigeria.
Okay.
Then we have our Delta State chapter.
Okay.
Because during Udwan time, we now did it as a national something.
Okay.
Though the one of Delta State is carrying for Delta State.
That's right.
Then we have a national body that we take our
the umbrella body.
Yes. Then in Delta State, as we speak, we have 36 community magazines.
Magazines or
36. No, 30. I mean magazines.
Okay. 36 already.
36.
For just magazines.
Yes, magazines.
Okay.
These are the ones. This is Sapletime. This is a Global Legend.
Okay.
Empress. This is Warri Voice. This is Zion National. All this. This is Nigerian Raga. Delta Exact. Oasis Magazines.
Wonderful.
The Guide Express. The Bold Light. The Point Out. We have Delta Mirror.
Okay.
We have the Guide Express. And we have Africa Time.
Africa Time is the local news.
Yes, it's our member.
From
Time
where?
Africa.
Time Africa.
Yes.
No, Time Africa, the world.
Oh, okay. Okay, this one is.
You see, then come to.
Is this published in Nigeria?
It's published in
Delta
Delta State here.
Wonderful.
It's a beautiful publication.
And it's a very expensive.
Of international standard.
Yes, and international standard. Then we have 36 of magazines.
Yes.
Then we have 42 community newspapers.
Jesus, it's not.
This is my home.
Okay.
Delta Guide.
Okay.
I'm still the publisher of this Delta Sun.
Oh.
Then I'm the one managing this Robo Time. This is 15 years on the newsstand. Then this is the oldest of all.
So this robot time is different from
yes, it's different.
Okay.
You can see now what they are doing. You can see now they carry
and you also carry national news.
You see, they are
foreign news as well.
I've seen Trump threat.
Yes,
Trump threat and trouble.
But they concentrate more on the locals.
Yeah.
Then let me finish this side. You see the hips. See the Isoko mirror. You see what he's doing? They see Ika Weekly. Ika mirror.
Oh.
This is the light. Then this Undokwa
Vanguard.
Then we have the Crusader.
Wow.
Then we have the Rainbow. It's coming. This is coming from Ugege.
Okay.
The Rainbow. The Anioma News.
Okay.
This is Al Jazeera. The local Al Jazeera.
This is interesting.
This one is Al Jazeera. You rolled it.
Yeah.
Wow, this is
Okay.
so interesting.
This is Delta now.
Wonderful.
You can see.
Wonderful.
And
Now,
so far so good. Before you come in,
yes.
the Delta State governor,
Yes.
Right Honorable Sheriff Oborowori, has given me a clear mandate.
Okay. What's that
On,
mandate?
the mandate is reach out to them, make sure that their welfare is our welfare.
Okay.
But that's not to say they cannot criticize constructively. That's not to say we are bribing them.
I know.
So we have
I know you be quick
between
to,
my office.
I know you be quick
and
to deny that area.
between my office and the community.
I'm not going there yet.
We are working together.
Understood.
Yes.
Understood.
Because I'm
Hand wash hand.
yes, not forgetting I'm one of them.
Now let's come this way. I am impressed, especially when I looked at this Time Africa. This is a very world standard magazine. But now I am aware that the cost of printing is very, very high. Where is your sponsorship coming from for this individual? Because the number is outrageous. And then for you to publish as weekly as you publish, as daily as you
Is it
publish.
weekly?
How do you
We
get
need to know the
No, some of them are
frequency.
weekly.
Some of
Yes,
them,
Some of them are
weekly.
monthly.
Monthly.
Some of
Okay.
them, but the newspapers are daily. Now, how do
Daily
you? How do you-
newspapers.
weekly.
Okay,
Yes,
they are
yeah,
weekly.
it cannot be daily.
Okay, you
all
have
the communities, they are all weekly.
Okay, you have tried to mitigate costs, but then I know that you go through a lot of financial challenges to get out your. How do you get funding? Is it government that is funding you?
No.
I know that paper
First-
is expensive as well.
Yeah,
Paper.
yeah. First of all, producing newspapers and magazines is very expensive now. But we have survived. All the community newspapers have been surviving on adverts.
Okay.
Advert is the
The
life
main
wire
source of
any
sustenance.
media.
Okay.
Both local, international, it must survive by advert.
Yeah.
You can see, then the governor has mandated me through my office, as a matter of fact, to be giving adverts to the community newspaper on the activities of the government on regular basis. So that
They
they
can be
are to
sustained.
pushing
Yeah.
their
The effect of-
their cost of production. You can see, like the last December, you can see it's coming from the governor.
Yeah.
Direct from the governor through my office.
But does the governor place on all of them? That's what.
That's what I'm showing you.
All of them.
See it now.
We're talking about 36
See it now.
magazines and 42.
Are you seeing them?
Sure.
It's newspapers.
It's an agreed. It's an agreed
see,
cost.
See, I just see. Oh, oh, they all carried it.
Yes.
For
No, it's,
last
it's
December.
understood. It's understood.
For last
What
December.
we are saying, what we are
Yes.
saying, what we are
And
saying
that's
is
So that since I assumed office, I have visited all the ministries, agencies, and parastatals. Do you know what I did? Is to sell community newspaper to them.
okay.
For the agencies, ministries, and boards, that is the MDAs,
Yes.
for them to patronize the local
Community newspapers.
Okay, to be buying them.
Yeah, to be
Not
buying
not they're buying,
and be
placing
giving
adverts.
them
Yeah,
news and
adverts.
placing
Yeah.
adverts.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I speak, I have more than 25 of them that are complying.
Okay.
SSA, we have this advert. Please give to your people. Most especially the one from SSG, the one from Communication Manager, the one from CPS, and the one from my office. And to credit up, the Board of Internal Revenue has been helping us as well.
Okay.
Because there's
How?
through advert.
Okay.
Pay your tax.
Okay.
Pay your tax. If you don't pay your tax, you
this
are
won't
you are defaulting.
And then as they are paying tax is entering your
And we are getting through the tax. We are
It's
equally
understood.
the community newspaper is still getting. So
understood.
you wash my hand, I wash your hand. So it has been something good. But I still beg that the community newspaper still need more support. The governor is trying from
where meaning deltas.
Yeah, from
Talking
where
about
delta.
needing more
because they are
support.
promoting the activities of the community
Yeah. Talking
base.
about the support that the newspapers and magazines need, we know that these newspapers, even those who advertise on the newspapers, they want people to see the adverts.
Yeah.
So if it does not get into the hands of the end users, people who will actually read newspapers, it has the purpose has been
The
defeated.
purpose is defeated.
My question to you is, what is the level of patronage that the community newspapers
Or-
are
or
enjoying?
readership-
Do people
readership.
read newspapers this week? Would
Community
you say, to what extent are Deltans buying and reading these newspapers?
Good, thank you. Before the coming of this social media, the newspapers, the local newspapers, were faring very well.
Okay.
100% in terms of buying, in
And
terms of readership. But the coming of the social media has dropped the sales,
Okay.
has dropped the sales drastically. That is one. Then two, has equally helped to reduce readership, but not completely. The community newspaper still has up to 60% readership.
Now, presently.
Yeah, presently. Because what most of us did now, we now tied it to our pages in the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and WhatsApp.
You mean the soft copies?
Yeah, the soft copies.
Okay.
We now download them into our pages.
Do people pay for those ones?
Yeah, as you click to look,
you're paying money now.
Okay.
Yes, so that is what we do now. So we are into business.
Yeah.
So we must make profit.
So you're making internet money also.
Yeah, also, yes.
Congratulations.
And
It's
by
wonderful.
going to that public space, the internet, even our people abroad who want, because when you are abroad, actually you remember home so well.
Yes.
Those of them who are in America, in Canada, they like to hear what is happening at home.
Yeah.
I think those ones are your greater patronage.
I don't know too well of some other communities, but I know I can speak for myself.
Okay.
As I speak, each time I produce data guide,
yes,
I send about 65 copies through transport to someone in Lagos.
Okay.
Then they will now enroute it to UK.
That's awesome.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Fantastic.
I've been doing it for more than 10 years.
Wow.
So because I have some of my friends who are from the Delta State.
Yeah.
Okay.
That as guy be publishing what is going on in Sapele, in Ethiopia, in within. We want to be seen. So that is why I concentrate on locals.
Okay.
Because I have people overseas who want to hear what is going on
back
in
home.
their own communities.
Yes. Okay.
So I also want to, I want to commend this effort. It's a huge one, and it's a good one. Keeping our people, on the known, informed of everything happening back home and in our localities. But I also know that, having the soft copy of these things makes it more easier and faster for people in diaspora to get this information. So how do you still look at continuing producing this paper copy, the hard copy, and also transport to Lagos and also send, or you want to focus on, just the social media for soft copies stuff?
To answer you straight is, you see yam, either you boil it or you roast it. You see
or you fry
it. Or you fry it.
Yeah.
You see either you roast it or you boil it. It's the same thing. So it's two-way traffic.
Yeah.
We cannot stop producing the hard copy.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
Like in Sapele now, where my mother don't know Vanguard newspaper. They don't know Sun newspaper, those national paper. But my mother know Delta Guide newspaper. Our mothers and our fathers know Robo Voice.
That's those who are educated.
Yes, they know a car voice because this community. Funny enough, this community newspaper lives with the people. They are from the people, and they live with the people. They see the people. The people see them. If they have any complaint, they complain to them.
Yeah.
So that is the beauty.
Okay, so they can
we will still continue producing it while we use the soft copy in internet, Instagram, and YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. Like, instead of sending the hard copy
No.
to those in
There are even
people
who would like to keep hard
They
copies.
keep the hard
They like to
copies.
keep the hard copies.
They keep the hard copies for reference.
For reference
Some of them
purposes.
would like to keep
Talking
the hard
about the fact that the locals, you said something about the ease of reaching people at this level. Talk to me about what happens in the villages. Maybe a mama who has something to complain. Do they go to your reporters? Talk to us about what goes on there. Yes, tell us. You can give us an example.
How they bring
Hold on, let me
Do you have reporters?
We have reporters.
Yes.
Okay.
All the community people has reporters in different communities. Now, for example, me, I'm from Sapele. My office still in Sapele, though I'm in Asaba. I have more than 40 to 50 aged people that do come to my office.
Okay.
Data guy. This is our area. We like this.
Oh, okay.
Then we take it up.
Wow.
Okay.
Like the Okrigbaga Road in Sapele, in the heart of Okrigwe in Sapele, main town, not rural, urban.
Urban Sapele.
It was about 4 elderly people came to my office and said, our son, this is our road. It's not possible.
Tell government.
Tell government.
Awesome.
They cried. And we published it. And immediately,
So
the governor approved the road.
How do you catch such stories that you are now sponsoring for? A community comes to tell you, or community member comes to tell you about it. Give us an example of how you catch such stories to attract the attention of the government.
Either the people living in that enclave or in that area, they come to us, or by way of getting information, because we are newsmen.
Yeah.
We must sleep
We
around.
investigate.
Investigate. What is happening in your area? What do you people lack? What do you need? They tell us, and we put it. Funny enough, we don't go for the money per se. Not that we are not interested in the money.
How do you mean you don't go for the money?
No.
First
of all,
I see how you are trying to run away from money.
No, first of all,
you are a businessman.
No, first of all, they are our people.
Yes.
We first of all sell what they want to the government.
Okay.
And I've gotten some royalties, some blessings from individuals in Sapele and within the state. They will just give me the news and we use it.
Yes.
They will, you publish it without demanding.
You don't charge them.
Yes.
Okay.
Without demand. Oh, so
They appreciate you. For giving them
that is the blessing. And some, they may not have money to give to you, but as soon as you use it, they say, God bless you. And that God bless you more than 20 billion.
They can even give you 2 bags of yam.
Yes, they give me
We're rounding off now. We're rounding off now. And of course, the economy is not smiling. So 2 bags of yam now is wonderful. 36 community magazines and 42 newspapers. How does our governor find time to read all this? Talk to us about he is our resource. He will tell us about it.
Let me
Talk
tell
to
you.
us.
Thank you for this question. Governor Borowori, my principal, he reads more than you.
Wow.
He reads more than you. Every week, all the recent community papers, I put them in a file to him.
Fantastic.
I will indicate those columns that is for him.
Yeah.
Those ones that he needs to see.
Okay.
I'll mark it and put it in the file and give to him. I've been doing that since I assumed office, and the governor has been responding. Each time I give him the file, he has been responding. I have received your file. Thank you. Continue.
Now,
Fantastic.
you are senior
So
special.
the governor has been reading. He's getting feedback
Other
from
governors should emulate our governor,
Yes,
to
sir.
read about what's going on.
Governor Borowori and Delta State government is the only government in Nigeria, I stand to be corrected, that has somebody who is handling community newspapers that has created that office. I've never heard it in any state.
Kudos.
I'm begging the other 35 state governors
to appoint.
I am equally appealing to President Tinubu
to
appoint somebody to manage community newspaper. We are the one doing the job.
They are going to pay us for this.
Yeah, we are the one doing the job.
They're going to pay Dott TV.
Just as Dott TV is doing now. Dott TV is doing a lot for the grassroots.
Yeah.
So you people are champions of the grassroots now. I know you people are going places, but please don't forget us. Don't forget the locals. So when you get to your
all right, hold on. Now, talking about what the government of Delta State has done, you are now the senior special assistant to Governor. When Omoru was there, he was just special assistant. Does that presuppose that under you, there's still another appointment on community newspapers?
Yes, I have my deputy.
Okay.
Special assistant to the governor of community newspaper.
Okay.
It's my name, S. Adagra. You can see the love the governor has shown us.
Yes.
This is the first time Governor Borowori is the first person to have appointed 2 persons in that office.
Okay.
Senior special assistant myself and S. Adagra, special assistant. You can see the love. So to whom much is given, much is expected.
That's good.
Kudos to my governor.
All right, as we round off, can you just speak to your members?
Yeah.
Because from what you are saying now, the governor or the government of Delta State has been very particular about making sure that you stay afloat. You remain in business.
Supportive of your work.
Now, what counsel do you have for your members to reciprocate this gesture as we round up on this program?
First, I want to tell my colleagues, because I'm still one of them, that like what SIG said during my seminar last year, the governor approved seminar for community newspapers. And anyway, for now, the governor will equally do same. We bring the community newspaper, we train them, we tell them the direction and policies of government. And the SIG represented the governor, Dr. Kislemu, and he charged the community newspaper. Is that charge I want to equally give to them? Please, he said, and I quote, concentrate on what is happening in your domain.
Okay.
Don't report what is happening in Asaba, but report what is happening in your domain. So I charge the community newspaper to continue to do what they have been doing best, and we, in no distant time, they are going to smile more. They are going to smile more. I assure you. By the power of God.
Is it they or we are going to smile more?
They and you will smile. We all will smile more. Most especially the community newspaper. You will smile more.
All right, we are with a young man who is very vibrant, very glib, especially about what he's doing. Talking about Sir Prince Oromo Nokpai, who is the senior special assistant to governor of community newspapers. He is elated because he feels that the Delta State government has done a lot to keep his industry afloat. That is community newspaper and its association. Now, the appeal you are making, I think I should give you a charge. You say you have a national body. And through your national body, appeal to Tinubu and the other states. Well, viewer, that is our program for today. And of course, what are you taking away? Success?
Okay. At this point, I'm overwhelmed, and I want to say a very big thank you. Kudos to Elder Sheriff, the governor of Delta State, Obori Wori. I want to say a very big thank you to you for, your support and love you've shown to the area of the media, not just media, but the local, the community newspaper.
And the Commissioner for Information, Shasayagu. God bless you. God bless you, my other.
Yes, what's your takeaway?
Truly, I think staying with this, the Delta example gives hope. Yes, that media is important in the sphere of things. So it tells a lot about who is managing Delta State at this time, what he holds, that he values the voices of the people. And we also appreciate the Commissioner, Mr. Charles Aniabu, for leading from the front. Because, if he did not approve this, if he did not bring them closer, I'm sure that this wouldn't be happening.
All right, viewer, that's our program for today. Tune in tomorrow for Morning Dew. And keep watching our program.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.